I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Before we get started, I got some little bit of housekeeping that I'd like to go over with everyone. I'd like to remind everybody to either silence your cell phones or turn them off for me, please, if we don't want any interruptions. Also, if you'd like to make a public a statement or address the board, I need you to fill out the public comment form, which is located over here at the door. If you would fill that out and get that to me, and when we get to that part on the agenda, I'll ask for public comments, and you can fill out something at that time. The last thing that I would like to remind everybody is this meeting is streamed live, so you will be videotaped if you make a comment, and it'll be video and audio. So when speaking, please make sure you speak into the microphone. With that said, I'm going to do a roll call. Tamela, would you please do the roll call for me?
Yes, sir. Norm Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Quisenberry. Richard West. Here.
Present.
George Crawford.
Here.
Gerald Harris.
Here.
Russell Mays. Sorry. Donald Mitchell.
Here.
Brian Schulte.
Here.
Mark Thompson.
Here.
Stuart Nestor.
Here.
Mr. Trout.
Here. So it appears that we have a quorum. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to item C of our agenda, which is approval of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review those minutes? Is there any changes that anybody saw needed to be made? If not, I'll... Yes, sir.
Schulte, I saw one misspell on where we have the verbiage for 65.612, repair and alterations. There's an extra N in there. That was it. That was all that I saw.
Sorry, where's that on page 2?
Page 2, 65.612.
Uh-huh.
Section there. Repair and alternations.
Oh, yep, you're right. So we'll correct that to alterations, so it'll read 65.612, and the minutes will read repairs and alterations. Board discussed work done by the task force. Board member Gerald Harris, second by Brian Schulte, made a motion to accept the changes as present. Motion passed unanimous by unanimous vote. Any other changes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as corrected.
This is Gerald Harris, so moved.
Second.
Okay, any comments? No comments, we'll go ahead and go forward with the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Not voting? Okay. Motion passes. We are now at the public comment. Was there anyone that wanted to make a public comment? No? Okay, so we'll move on to the next section, which brings us to staff reports. And Mr. Kuntz, you're up.
Chief Trout. I'm Bill Kuntz, the Executive Director. The past legislative session has created a significant change for TDLR. The agency is the recipient of 7 programs being transferred from the Department of State Health Services, and 1 program that's being transferred from DPS and the TEA. It was broken into 2 parts. That's the driver safety program. So we've got 8 new programs that we're absorbing during this interim. Each of those programs comes with its own advisory board. So we're now going from the 19 current advisory boards to 27 advisory boards, so that we're going to be in this meeting room quite a bit. It's going to have an effect on scheduling meetings for us, because we have to do more long-range planning about when the meeting will take place. It's a juggle always to make sure that we have a quorum. So it's one of those things that we're going to be looking to you to really scour your calendar when we call up to get the date for an advisory board meeting, because of that compression that we have. Also, because of that compression, instead of the advisory boards being serviced just by the executive office, We've spun out Tamala Fletcher and Delia Luna in advisory board support. Also, Mary Winston is attorney that will be providing advisory board support. They'll be resident over here where the meetings are, so that because they're going to be in the meeting room all the time, either conducting the meeting or doing the minutes or scheduling things for everybody. So it's going to be a different day for TDLR. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of the employees. The statement of no good deed done, new job positions to look at and some actual mobility that they have in career ladder. So it's been a real good thing for us. So we will be really focusing on advisory boards very, very intensely during the next couple of years. That's the only new information that I have from the executive office. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions? If not, we'll go ahead and move on to compliance. Tracy, if you could come up and give the inspection statistics for me, I'd appreciate it.
Good morning, I'm Tracy. I'm Program Specialist for the Boiler Program. In front of you all, I have these statistics. I'm going to go ahead and read those to you.
Tracy, get a little closer to the mic, please.
Sorry.
Hearing aids aren't picking you out.
Under the special inspections, under total special inspections conducted, we had 117. For ASME, we had 56. National Board, 60. State issue certificates, 1. Under owner-operator requests and notifications, total number of extensions processed was 391. Variances processed, 11. Number of restampings processed, 8. Boiler installation reports processed, 680. Under the inspections completed, total boilers inspected, 6,980. Total of boilers inspected by TDLR, 1,677. Number of boilers inspected by AIAs, 5,303. Under the active boilers, total number of boilers, 52,578. Total number of boilers assigned to TDLR, 14,002. Total number of boilers assigned to AIAs, 38,387. Total number pending responsibility change, 189. Total number of overdue boilers, 1,060. Total number overdue boilers assigned to TDLR, 71. Total number overdue boilers assigned to AIA, 980. Total of overdue pending responsibility change was 9. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Tracy. There is something I'd like to point out to the board. I have to give props to the AIAs and the deputy inspectors. So according to this list, I just ran some quick numbers on my system here real quick. As of December 1st, as Tracy pointed out, we had 1,060 boilers that were overdue in the state of Texas. This number is now at 852 in just 2 weeks. So this is just recently we got for the first time since I've been involved with the agency, and I was talking with to my director, Mr. Ferry, and he said this is the first time he's seen it this low. So I have to give props to all the AIAs and to the deputies. They're doing an outstanding job on getting this taken care of. Thank you, Tracy. At this point, I'd like to call up Mr. Keith Sanford. He's going to give us personnel updates on the compliance division for the boiler program.
Keith Sanford, inspection specialist. In June of 2015, our South Texas boiler region deputy boiler inspector resigned. In October 1st of this year, we filled that position with Terry Hewitt. He since went in training through that. He took his test and passed his state commission November 25th. I did his ride along with him this Monday and Tuesday of this week, and he has been released to inspect boilers, so we are now fully staffed.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? No? Thank you. We're going to move on to item 3E on the agenda, Education Examination Division. We have someone here from them? No, I guess not. So we do have their statistics in our packet, so if the board would like a couple minutes to look that over, or if they haven't, if not, we can move on. Next on the agenda is the Enforcement Division. John?
Good morning, board members. My name is John Medlock. I am a prosecutor with the Enforcement Division. Only one highlighted case for you guys today. It's about a boiler inspector named Eddie Maccabee. Mr. Maccabee submitted false inspection reports to the department relating to boilers that were no longer at that physical location. Mr. Maccabee admitted to submitting the false reports and agreed to an administrative penalty of $500 plus having his license suspended for 1 year, with that suspension being probated. And since our last advisory board meeting in September, the agency has only issued one order, and that order was against Mr. Maccabee. Looking at the statistics for fiscal year 16, as you can see, we've only opened 3 cases thus far, with one of those being resolved, that being the Mr. Eddie Maccabee case. Assessed a penalty of $500 and collected that penalty. So that's kind of what we have at this point. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Questions? Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, sir. We'll move on to item 5, information from licensing. Tarsha?
Good morning. I am Tarsha Red, providing you with the statistics for the licensing division. Let's see. Since September 1, of this fiscal year, we have 864 new objects, a total of 6,031 subsequent inspections. We have 779 certificates issued to new objects, 6,259 subsequent inspection certificates issued, for a total of 7,053 for that 2-month period. During that same time, we had 6,884 insurance changes. Lots of fun there. 1,201 violations issued and 978 violations cleared. Any questions?
It's a lot of insurance changes.
It's a whole lot of insurance changes. A lot of movement.
Any questions for Ms. Red? Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it,
thank
Tarsha. With that, that brings us to item F on our agenda, which is discussion of possible recommendations regarding proposals of the rules and amendments to our changes. So, Charles, you have the floor, sir.
Morning. For the record, Charles Johnson, Assistant General Counsel. This agenda item, members, is a rule that you took up in your last meeting and approved the verbiage for publication in the Texas Register. That publication has taken place. The comment period is closed, and we received officially 0 comments. Which is an indication that your first go-round was a good go-round. The only thing I would like to point out is that on the next to the last page, in section 65.612, specifically starting with A2C, you see that reference there to no more than 10% of the total number of boiler tubes may be plugged, shall be plugged. In order for consistency between verbiage, if you look down at the bottom of that page, there's subsection A, where there's a change to no more than 10. Originally, you approved the verbiage at up to 10%. We changed that for consistency so that the 2 sections read similar or the same. Generally, when there's 2 references to the same things stated differently, people make the assumption that it means different things, when in fact it does not. And so for consistency, we are recommending that the verbiage in 3A, the very last paragraph, that we strike the up to and then insert no more than, so that it's consistent with the section above, which also refers to not more than 10%. And with that change, we would ask that you, unless you have questions or concerns about the text as published, we'd ask that you recommend the commission adopt the rule as modified this morning.
Okay. First, Brian Schulte, first of all, to make sure, I know there was an amended copy that was sent out after the original
Yes, sir.
information sent to the board. Is that included in what
That-
we got on the screen, or?
That amended copy is this is the only change.
Yes.
Okay.
What we're
Yeah.
discussing.
Yes. The change I'm making, that I'm addressing this morning was a change that was put in the material that was sent to you subsequent to the first.
Yes. I was just clarifying which copy we were making sure that we worked off of, and that is the final.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. That being said, I'll make a motion, Brian Schulte, I'll make a motion that we accept the changes to chapter 55 as presented,
65.
including the recommended change on 65.612. That EA,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
E3A.
E3A, I'm sorry.
This is Gerald Harris. I second the motion.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? No discussion? With that, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Not voting? Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That makes it easy. Well, that brings us to item G and recommendations for the agenda items for our next meeting. Does anybody have any recommendations for agenda items? No? Okay, so discussion, we'll move us up to H, discussion for a date and time of our next meeting. When do we want to meet again? And what are we going to discuss?
Chief,
Me twice.
good, on the date for the next meeting, can I suggest that Tamala get together with y'all when we see items that are going to need to be brought up for a meeting, and then contact the members for the possible date?
Yeah, is that okay with the board?
That's fine with me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Koontz.
This is Schulte. So now the 65-612 that we just voted on, what will be the process now from here and timing
Okay,
for implementation?
so with our unanimous vote to go push it up to the commission, it will go to the commission whenever they put it on the agenda. I'm assuming it will
January
be.
6th?
I'm sorry?
January 6th?
So it'll go before the commission on January 6th, and if they adopt it, they will set the date that it goes into effect. Which I would probably suspect be around February 1st, possibly. But that's their decision. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Well, this has got to be the fastest meeting I've ever sat in. That brings me to item I, adjournment.
Chief, if you average the last meeting in this, you get
That works. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.